On the verge of disappearing if we do not act now to save it. There are 400,000 elephants in the wild, but 97 of them are killed daily. One woman who is passionate about saving these majestic animals is Dr Paula Kahumbu from Kenya, who is the CEO of Wildlife Direct. Paula, thanks for being with us. Welcome to Morning Live.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
I mean, these numbers that we're talking about, honestly, 97 elephants are killed daily.
Well, it's really hard to know exactly how many elephants are being killed, but we know that at least that number, not only across East Africa, Central Africa, even coming into Southern Africa, Mozambique in particular, around Nyasa, is one of the hotspots of elephant poaching, and it's to feed this demand in China, which is just out of control.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about feeding the demand in China, what is it? Obviously, they're after the ivory.
Exactly. Elephants are being killed for their ivory, which is basically their incisors, their two front teeth. It's turned into trinkets like necklaces, earrings, chopsticks, basically carvings. The Chinese people really revere these things as a sign of wealth and good luck. So this is a challenge. It's not just China. We're also seeing ivory trade now really ratcheting up in places like Thailand, Vietnam, even Japan. And there are markets even in the Americas, Europe, in Australia. So this is a big problem because it's illegal. But it's very hard to crack down on it because there is some legal domestic trade in some of these places, and illegal ivory is being laundered into the legal markets. Yeah. So this is what's happening.
So I mean, obviously it has been around for a while, but you know, we tend to talk a little bit more about the rhino siege as opposed to elephants, because I think elephants has been happening for a lot longer. But you know, we focus a lot on rhinos, but the elephants, has it gone down? Is it getting better, or is it actually getting worse?
Well, there's a massive global attention to this problem because elephant ivory and rhino horn and rosewood are the three largest, I would say, commodities coming out of Africa and Asia involved in the illegal wildlife trade. It's considered to be, you know, one of the worst. It's on the same level as, for example, drugs crimes or trafficking in weapons. It is because of this global attention and global cooperation and organizations like Wildlife Direct and partnerships with companies like Amarula, we're able to make a big difference. In Kenya, for example, elephant poaching has declined by 80% in just 4 years. So this is really phenomenal, and this is because of political support, good and will from the government of Kenya, as well as all of the partners who are involved. But in other countries, it's not getting better. It's getting a lot worse.
So, I mean, when we talk of the figures we're talking about, I mean, 400,000, 97 killed on a daily basis, surely this is the unfortunate road to extinction.
Well, the predictions are that elephants could disappear from the wild in our lifetimes. The sad thing, though, Leanne, is not just that these are statistics, right? It sounds like, okay, we can line up 100 elephants and say, you know, 97 of those are going to die today. But actually, we're talking about poachers who go after matriarchs and bulls. And these are the leaders of elephant societies. Elephants are like humans. They live in families. You take out the mothers, you take out the grandmothers, and you end up with these like broken down, traumatized groups of junior animals. They become truant. They become like delinquents. They are the animals that cause a lot of problems. They are the animals who kill people. They raid farms. They attack people for no reason, no apparent reason. And it's as a result of this trauma, because elephants are so social and they communicate so well with each other that if an elephant is, let's say there was an elephant right here in the studio being injured, it would call out to other elephants across the landscape, and they can hear each other from tens of kilometers away.
Wow.
So you can imagine that you have this ability to communicate over vast distances, and that causes elephants to become very alarmed and very shy. And if you go to some parts of Africa, elephants see you, they'll just start running. They're terrified of humans.
They're petrified. We obviously know that you went to New York recently, and you made quite a statement about the situation that the elephants are living in on the continent. What was it? I mean, tell us a bit more about this trip.
This is the beauty of working with an organization like Amarula, which has its products in more than 100 countries around the world. So we organized to build a life-sized elephant sculpture out of ice.
Wow.
And this beautiful sculpture was constructed overnight, over 4 hours in the middle of the night, and then it stood out in Union Square and melted in the summer heat, and thousands of people came to see it because it almost looked like it was crying. It was just like melting, and then eventually it just collapsed. And it was a symbol of elephants are disappearing. people got it. It went global, it went viral.
Yeah.
Pictures of this and videos of it. I think we reached tens of millions of people around the world. And this is really, I think, a very important thing, that we raise awareness, because people don't know that if you go into a shop and you buy a ring or a pair of earrings, they don't know that you can't get that without killing an elephant.
No, you can't. And that's something we need to get out there, because people may or may not understand that's the reality. When you're buying it, it's the death of an elephant. Just finally, as we wrap up, because I do know that we're running out of time, but there's a hashtag that you have together with the Amarula Trust, and it's called hashtag Don't Let Them Disappear. That's
right. So we're using it on Twitter and on Instagram and any other social media. Don't let them disappear. I mean, it's up to us. It's our generation that can really halt this decline of elephants. Don't buy ivory. Let's not let them disappear. They are such magnificent species. They're loved all across the world. We owe it to future generations.
Yeah, and also to if you would like to contribute to the trust as well, the Amarula Trust, which works for the conservation of elephants. Is that the primary work of the trust?
Well, the Amarula Trust has a website, and you can go online and you can actually colour in an elephant on a digital landscape. And every time you do that, it raises $1 for conservation. Okay. So I would say everyone do it. It takes 2 minutes, and you're helping elephants.
That's amazing. Thank you for talking to us. Thank you. And also, thank you for the work that you're doing with elephants. Dr. Paula Kahumbu is from Kenya, very, very passionate about saving the future of the African elephant. She's also the CEO of Wildlife Direct. I mean, I had an incredible weekend in the bush, and one of the greatest sightings we saw were elephants. There was a pride of elephants right outside the place that we were staying, and we just sat watching them for hours. And I would hate it if in our generation this will be something of the past. Please, let's do what we can. All right, let's change tack a little bit.